Here. Today I've got a really nice detoxifying Vinyasa flow. So this one is all about building a bit of heat in the body, getting a little bit of a sweat going, but also introducing lots of little twists and things to really wring out the organs and help wring out any of the toxins that might be in the body, whether that's from drinking alcohol, from illness or anything. Don't be fooled though, it is still going to be a relatively tough workout, but nothing too tough. So just have an open mind, be ready, and when you're ready, let's get started. So come to the front of your mat, come into standing to start with. We're going to just start into Tadasana. So we'll have the big toes to touch, the ankles slightly apart. Just root that tailbone down so the bum isn't sticking out too much. Start to engage the core, pull your lower ribs in, and then roll the shoulders down, bring the palms by the side facing forwards. We're going to take an inhale now and sweep the arms up to the sky, bring the palms together, and then exhale, we're just going to fold the body down. Feel free to have a little bend in the knees, especially if this is the first time you're moving today. Maybe grabbing opposite elbow, hanging like ragdoll. Just get used to this fold. And just get used to breathing nice and slow. And feel free to engage your Ujjayi breath here. Breathing in and out through the nose. And then gently, when you're ready, releasing the fingertips to the floor or the shins. Inhale, lengthen your spine, look ahead. And then exhale, bend the knees, plant the palms, step it back to plank. Take a nice inhale here. And then as you exhale, you can lower either knees, chest, chin, halfway or all the way. As you inhale, we're going to come up to either cobra or upward facing dog. So remember, if you hit the mat, if you come all the way down, you can come up to cobra. And if you come halfway, you can come to upward facing dog. Exhale, coming back to downward facing dog. Let's just take a few breaths here. Feel free to pedal out the legs, bend one knee, bring the opposite heel down. And just really make sure that the palms are nice and flat, the fingertips are spread wide. And rolling the shoulders away from the ears. And just loosen up that neck, just nod your head yes, shake your head no. Start to relax the jaw. Let's take a big inhale through the nose and sigh it out through the mouth. Beautiful. When you're ready, send your gaze forward, soften the knees, and as you exhale, we're going to step or float to the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look ahead. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, rising all the way up to standing, reach the fingertips up. Exhale, hands to prayer, heart center. We're going to go through just two more of those salutations to get the body nice and warm. So inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold the body down. Inhale, lengthen your spine, look ahead. Exhale, you can either step or float to the back of your mat. Take your vinyasa. Inhale to your up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take 5 breaths here. Again, if you need to pedal out the legs, if they're feeling really stiff, go for it. If you feel ready to introduce some stillness into the body, then please try and find that stillness in your downward facing dog, just focusing on your breath here. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, look forward, soften your knees and step or float to the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen, look ahead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising all the way up, fingertips up. Exhale, hands to prayer at heart center. And again, inhale, sweeping arms up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, lengthening your spine, look ahead. Exhale, planting the palms, stepping or floating back and taking your vinyasa. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. Starting to feel the body just gently waking up. Just breathing nice and slow, nice and controlled. Take an inhale, soften the knees, look forward. Exhale, step or float to the front. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. And inhale, rising all the way up. Exhale, hands to prayer, heart center. This time on your inhale, let's bend the knees and then bring the fingertips to the floor. Graze them on the floor and then reach them up to the sky. So you come into a nice deep chair pose here. Now when you come into chair pose, just notice the position of the body. So as we bring those arms up, the temptation is to start to create an arch in the spine and stick the bum out. So just be aware of that. Try to avoid that. Tuck the pelvis up, pull the lower ribs in, and create that nice long spine. Take an inhale. Exhale, fold the body down, nose to knee. Inhale, lengthen, look ahead. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the palms, step or jump back. Take your vinyasa. Inhale up, double cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, let's sweep the right leg up to the sky. And you can open that hip out to the side if you like. You can keep the leg straight or bend it. Maybe introduce some ankle rolls there as well. And just really open that hip out to the side. And then gently squaring that hip to the mat again. So just closing that hip up. Exhale, stepping that right foot between the hands. We're going to bring that left heel down so the back foot is flat on the mat. And then inhale, sweep the arms up to warrior one. So warrior one, you still want your hips facing forwards. We're going to have a nice bend in that front knee. And just grab your hips with your hands if you want to just make sure that those hips are square. So just pulling that back hip forward a little bit so you've got that squaring. Bring the arms up, roll the shoulders down. Nice big inhale here. And then bring the hands behind you, interlace the fingers, draw the wrists together. Take an inhale, lift the chest, and then exhale, folding the body down into your humble warrior. Try to bring that shoulder down the inside of that right knee. Pull the inner thighs in towards each other. Draw the wrists together and pull the shoulders away from the ears. Breathe here. On your next inhale, releasing the arms, coming back up to your warrior one. And then exhale, framing that foot, stepping it back to plank and taking your vinyasa. Inhaling to up double cobra. Exhaling, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, sweeping the left leg up. Again, feel free to open that hip out to the side, keeping that leg straight if you like, or bending it, maybe rotating the ankle. Any movement that you like here, just to feel that nice opening. And then gently squaring the hips to the mat. Exhaling as you step that left foot between the hands. The back foot comes flat on the mat at the back. Inhale, rising up to warrior one. Again, just making sure those hips are nice and square towards the front. You can even bring that front foot out to the side a little bit if you need to. Inhaling here. Exhaling, bringing those hands behind you, interlace the fingers, draw the wrists together. Inhale, lifting the chest, and then exhale, folding to your humble warrior. Again, just drawing those inner thighs in towards each other, pulling the shoulders back, drawing the wrists together, breathing slow. Inhaling, rising up to warrior one. Exhaling, framing that foot with the hands, stepping it back to plank and taking your vinyasa. Meeting in downward facing dog. Take 5 breaths here. And remember, if you need a break, child's pose is always available to you. Feel free to come down here for 5 breaths instead. Listen to your body, see how it's feeling, and just go with what your body is craving. Whichever position you're in, just gently focusing on that breath. Focusing on those nice slow inhales and those nice controlled exhales. Gently, when you're ready, if you're in child's pose, joining us back in downward facing dog and softening those knees, looking forward, stepping or floating to the front as you exhale. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, fold. Inhale, bending your knees, grazing the floor with the fingertips coming back to your chair pose. So again, just finding that position, making sure you're pulling those lower ribs in, tucking that pelvis up, rolling the shoulders down, take an inhale. Exhale, bring the hands to prayer. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twisting to your right, and then placing that left arm down the outside of your right thigh. You can keep the hands in prayer or open the arms if you like. Check in with the knees, make sure they're in a straight line. And then inhale, coming back to center, chair pose. Exhale, hands to prayer, heart center. Inhale, lengthening your spine. Exhale, twisting to the left. Again, pressing that arm to the outside of the left thigh. Maybe opening the arms here if you like. Checking in with the knees. Inhaling, coming back to chair pose. And exhaling, folding down. Inhale to lengthen the spine, look ahead. Exhale, bending the knees, stepping to plank or taking your vinyasa. Inhale to up dog or cobra. Exhaling to downward facing dog. Inhale, sweeping that right leg up. And then exhale, we're going to bring the right knee to the left elbow. Inhale, lifting it back up. Exhale, right knee to left elbow again. Inhale, lifting it back up. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. Inhale, lifting it up. And then exhale, stepping it to the front of the mat, planting that back heel down, inhaling up to warrior one. So now we're going to come into a little progression here called dancing warrior. One of my favorites, introducing a little bit of movement. So inhale, bring those arms up to warrior one. Exhale, open out to warrior two. So in warrior two, you typically have the front foot's heel in line with the back foot's arch. The arms are outstretched, the gaze over your front fingertips. When you're ready on your inhale, flip the front palm, back hand on the back leg, reverse warrior. Inhale, coming back to warrior two, bringing the forearm down to the thigh, and then just sweeping that top arm over to your extended side angle. And you can keep the hand here on the thigh if you like, or if you have that space, maybe bring the fingertips down to the floor. See if you can take your gaze up or keep it down towards the toes. Gently, if your gaze isn't towards the toes, bring your gaze to the floor. And then we're going to just bring that bottom hand to the floor in front of your front foot. Shift the weight forward, float the back foot up, and come into half moon. So keeping your gaze on the floor for half moon is definitely easier for balance. Try to open your hips out to the side, open your chest out to the side, and then maybe see if you can float that bottom hand off, or maybe see if you can take your gaze maybe to the side of the room, slowly just working your way up to your fingertips in the air. Gently bending into that front knee, slowly lowering back to warrior two, take an inhale, and then exhale, windmill the arms down, stepping it back to plank and taking your vinyasa. Meeting us in downward facing dog. On your next inhale, sweeping the left leg up to the sky, and then exhale, left knee to right elbow. Inhale, lifting it up. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhale, lifting it up. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhale, lifting it up. And exhale, stepping it between the hands, plant the back heel down. Inhale as you're rising up to warrior one. Coming into our dancing warrior on the other side. Take an inhale here in warrior one. And then exhale, open out to warrior two. When you're ready, flipping that front palm, back hand on the back leg, reversing that warrior. And then inhale as you come back to warrior two, and then lowering that forearm down to the thigh, sweeping that top arm up and over to your extended side angle. Again, keeping your arm here on the thigh, or you can always release it down to the floor if you have that space. And then gently taking your gaze to the floor, and then just lowering that hand to the floor in front of that foot, shifting the weight forward, coming into your half moon. And again, just playing with the balance a little bit, maybe raising the fingertips off the ground, maybe seeing if you can take the gaze across the floor, maybe up to the sky. Gently bending in that standing leg, slowly lowering down to your warrior two. Take an inhale, and then exhale, windmill the arms down, step it back to plank, take your vinyasa, or you can meet us in child's pose. When you're ready from your downward facing dog, let's take a brief child's pose. Let's bring the big toes to touch, bring the knees wide, reach the hands forward, bring the forehead or the cheek down. We'll just take 3 nice long breaths here. On your next inhale, you're just going to gently rise up to your tabletop, tuck your toes, lift your hips to downward facing dog, and then gently going to come forward to a plank. You're going to take a nice big inhale, and then as you exhale, we're going to lower all the way down to the count of 5, hugging the elbows in. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower everything down to the floor. And then untucking those toes, bringing the arms behind you, interlacing those fingers, drawing the wrists together, draw the shoulders away from the ears, and then inhale as you lift the chest up, reach the arms back behind you, and then see if you can float those legs off the ground as well. So really engaging the glutes, really pressing the hips down into the mat, and really lifting with the arms as well. So really drawing the arms back nice and strong behind you. Breathing here. Take an inhale. And then exhale, lowering everything down, releasing down to the mat. Take a couple of nice slow breaths here. And then gently, when you're ready, let's just go one more time. So we're just going to bring the arms behind you, interlacing those fingers again, drawing the wrists together, really pulling the shoulders back and away from the ears. And then inhaling to lift that chest up, and then see if you can lift those legs off the ground as well. Keep drawing the wrists together, keep pulling the shoulders down the spine, away from those ears, engaging those glutes. See if you can lift a little bit higher. Take one more inhale, and then exhale, lower down, release to the mat. Oh. When you're ready, you're just going to bring your right knee up beside you. So staying laying on your front, you're just going to bring that right knee up to beside you. Then your left hand is going to come underneath the body and grab a hold of the back of that right thigh. And then we're just going to roll onto our side, bring that right arm out to the side. So just coming into this nice lying twist. And you have your left leg nice and long, your right knee is bent, you're holding onto it with that left hand. And your gaze is going to be going over the opposite direction of that knee. So gazing over your right side. And just try to bring those shoulders down towards the mat. Just feel that nice twist, that nice opening in the lower body. Gently, when you're ready, you're just going to come back to your front and bring the elbows right underneath the shoulders. Bring the hands nice and flat. Just coming into a little Sphinx pose. So keep your gaze on the floor for now. And then when you're ready, take an inhale, roll the shoulders back, press the hips down, engage the glutes, and start to lift the gaze up. Just breathing here gently. Trying to make sure the hands are flat, the fingertips are spread wide. Those elbows aren't going out to the side, they're directly underneath the shoulders. And just really starting to feel that nice opening there in the back. And then maybe introducing some neck rolls. So just literally lowering the head down, tucking the chin into the chest, and then inhaling as you come back up. Exhaling as you lower down. Inhaling as you come back up. And then gently releasing from the pose, we're going to bring that left knee up to the left side, threading the right arm underneath the body, grabbing onto the underside of that left thigh, and then just turning onto the side, bringing that left arm out to the side, pulling that left knee up, and then taking that gaze over to the left. Gently, we're just going to roll onto our backs now. Come down to flat on your back. You're going to extend your left leg nice and long, and then just bring that right knee into the body, interlace the fingers behind the thigh, and just pull the knee in towards the body. Now try to keep this left leg nice and flat on the mat, so really try to engage it and press it down. Try not to let it lift. Keep the left foot nicely flexed. Lower those shoulders, really press the shoulders down to the mat as well, and then hug that knee into the body. If this isn't really doing too much for you, you can always extend the leg and then introduce that nice hamstring stretch instead. Again, remember to flex that foot for a nice deep stretch, and just take some slow breaths here. Beautiful. Gently lowering that knee down. We're just going to bend the left knee so that left foot is flat on the floor, and then cross the right ankle over the left thigh, and then lift that left foot off the ground. Interlace the fingers behind the left thigh, just introducing a nice little stretch here. Again, roll those shoulders down, really have them trying to press them down into the mat, and make sure your lower back is nice and flat on the mat as well. Again, take some slow, deep breaths here. See if you can come a little bit deeper, maybe pulling that left knee into the body a little bit more with each exhalation. And then gently releasing down, extending that right leg nice and long, flexing that right foot, and then hugging the left knee into the body, grabbing behind that thigh. Again, just get into position with the body. Try to keep that right foot flexed. Try to keep the right leg connected to the mat. The shoulders are nice and flat, connected to the mat, and then gently just hugging that knee into the body. This might be enough for you. If you're not really feeling too much, then you can just extend that leg. Start to introduce a little hamstring stretch there. Remember to flex that foot if you extend the leg. So whichever one works for you, just going with how you're feeling, listening to your body, taking some slow breaths. And then gently, when you're ready, you're going to bend that right knee, the right foot comes flat, cross the left ankle over the right thigh, lift the right foot up and interlace the fingers behind the right thigh, rolling those shoulders back, flattening the lower back, and then using those exhalations to maybe come deeper into that stretch, maybe pull that right knee in towards the body a little bit more. Taking a few breaths here just to relax down. And then when you're ready, releasing those feet down, extending the arms nice and long. Extending the legs nice and long, and then we're going to extend the arms behind us, reaching towards the back. Take a nice big inhale, hold your breath at the top and clench every muscle in the body, everything you can. Clench the fists, the glutes, the arms, the legs, and exhale as you release the entire body. And again, take a big inhale, nice and slow. Hold the breath at the top and clench, clench, clench everything in the body you can clench. Just clench it, maybe even the face. And then exhale, release. Bring the arms by the side, entering into a well-deserved Shavasana. And if you feel pain in the spine at all here, if this isn't comfortable for you, feel free to maybe bend the knees, maybe bring the soles of the feet together, the knees wide. Anything that makes you comfortable. Close the eyes down and feel free just to pause the video here and take a moment to appreciate a moment of calm, a moment of stillness, a moment with no expectations, no task at hand, just you and your breath. And when you do feel ready to release from your Shavasana, gently turning onto any side, coming into your fetal position. Keeping the eyes closed and you're here, just gently finding comfort in this new position. And then as you inhale, just gently bringing yourself up to your seated position, crossing the legs. Maybe bringing the hands to the knees, maybe bringing the hands to prayer, checking in with the body, seeing how you're doing. Thanking your body for its strength and thanking your mind for its strength today. And then bringing the thumb to the third eye, just in between the eyebrows, bowing down. Namaste. Thank you very much.